Hold on, just take that in.
Look how he's looking over, he's 60 years old. He's trying to save and he's getting shouted at by a 40-year-old.
Oh my god, he's knifed him. There's no way. There's no way. Cadian, you can't win Pro League like this. You can't win Pro League like this. Clearing corner. Oh no! You're an animal.
From all sides. Then he crosses right back into an audience.
Look at this.
So laser focus. Yeah.
That looks strong. Cadian with the first withstood one. And Cadian keeps backing here, the in-game leader.
It's May the 20th, 2023, the semi-final of the last major in Csgo. Heroic, the #1 team, is facing up against Gamer Legion, a rather unknown team ranked number 32 in the world, who by this point has shocked the entire scene by coming this far. To many, it's not even a question that Heroic will win this match and face up against Vitality in the grand finals, which would be the real match, where Cadian would have the chance to finally win his first major, a title he has been close to winning twice in his career before this. And as they enter the first map, something seems off. Somehow, Gamer Legion is in front at halftime, but not for long, as Heroic wins the next 7 rounds, showing that this was just a fluke and that their dominance was real, closing out the first map 16-13. But still, as I'm watching this live, I remember that I was getting a little scared that Gamer Legion had it in them to actually get way ahead of Heroic, and as they entered the second map, I prayed that Cadian and his Heroic would finally step up. But the same thing happened, and Gamer Legion was ahead 9-6 at halftime, and somehow they would squeeze out a win and put the match at 1-1. But to understand how we got here, we need to go back, way back to when Cadian started playing Counter-Strike. Casper Møller, also known as Cadian, was born in Denmark on June 26, 1995. He began his pro career in Counter-Strike Source. Cadian would later admit that he was cheating during this time, and his account would get VAC banned, but nothing stuck to his name, so he simply got a new account and kept playing. With the release of Csgo, he would in 2013 transition his career to the new game, entering his first S-tier event, DreamHack Winter 2013, with Danish team Csgo. The team bombed out of the tournament, but he would catch the attention of Esports and sign a little later to the legendary organization. This didn't last long, and he would bounce around different teams, and Cadian would start to doubt if this really was the career for him. But just as everything seemed lost, he was contacted by North American organization Team Rogue. They asked if he would come to America with the simple promise of a stable income. Cadian explained that as a young person, he was easily tempted during this time, with distractions such as drinking and other social events. But with the new team forcing him to move to the United States, it meant no distractions, and Cadian would promise himself that for the next 3 to 4 months, he would give everything he had to finally fulfill his goal. So in the summer of 2016, Cadian packed his bags and flew to America. Rogue would perform subpar and would later rebuild, but Cadian had performed well, and Rogue now chose to build the roster around him, adding legendary player Csgo, and this Rogue roster would perform. They would qualify for the Face It London Major in 2018, as one of the only 24 teams to do so.
Visibility issues around the B-bomb site. Nice. Lovely from Cadian.
From the CTs because of this flank, and there is the backstab. Android score. Now Shazam has to look in 2 places and he can't. 16-11. Rogue have done it. You can see how much it means to Cadian.
It feels amazing, obviously. Yeah, it's been very rough for me. Being so far away from home, being a European player, living in the US, away from everyone that I love at home. So this is a big win for me. It just shows that these choices that has been made is worth it in the end.
That they would win their first match against Space Soldiers. Sadly, They would lose the next 4 matches, but put up solid matches against established teams like North and Astralis, going triple overtime with North. And this wouldn't go unnoticed. You see, when Cadian first joined Rogue in 2016, he set one goal for himself: join one of the big 3 teams from Denmark, Astralis, Heroic or North. And the match against North meant Cadian had proven himself, earning him an offer to the legendary North team, which on paper looked like the Astralis destroyer. It was everything Cadian wanted: big owners, many sponsors, and even the youngest major MVP, Casper. However, the bubble soon burst, as it seemed like many of the players on the team didn't want to win as much as Cadian wanted. Everyone just seemed to not care, and North would bench Cadian in May of 2019 due to underwhelming performances. Cadian would feel incredibly frustrated, as his teammates hadn't been there for him when he needed it, and he considered retiring, seeking other professional esports like FIFA, which he was also really good at. But later that year, Cadian would get asked to join a team that would change his life forever. Heroic was considered the little brother at the time to Astralis, and was actually owned by the same people that owned Astralis and the Blast tournaments. But still, it had a clear goal to disrupt the international scene and become the greatest Danish team. And then COVID hit the world. But whilst other teams would struggle to compete in the online era, Heroic found huge success. And the reason is actually quite simple. Heroic had focused on young players with immense raw talent and high skill ceilings. But as these youngsters didn't feel the pressures of a roaring arena and simply just played in their own homes, it made it very easy to get into a groove where they felt confident, making them play better. But just as the ball was starting to roll, Heroic's coach, Hunden, would be involved in one of the biggest coaching scandals Counter-Strike has ever seen. You see, to qualify for the 2020 major in Rio, teams had to play in the Road to Rio RMR. During this time, a bug was found that allowed the coach to lock his camera in place where he wanted on the map, thus giving the team information they shouldn't have been able to, as the coach camera is normally locked to the players. Coaches agreed they wouldn't use the bug, but Hunden would use the bug in 10 rounds on 2 maps, giving Heroic an unfair advantage. The Esports Integrity Commission, ESIC, would give Hunden an 8-month ban, but would still be assigned as coach for Heroic, and it tainted the reputation of the entire team just as Cadian was starting to get a footing. But as ESL Cologne 2020 was around the corner, Cadian was ready to show the world why his Heroic was the greatest in the world, and that they could win without cheating. They would zoom all the way to the grand finals, beating the likes of G2, Fnatic, Complexity, and FaZe Clan. And within the grand finals, meet Vitality. The stage was set for a battle for the ages.
2-1 Brown. RPK can win them the round. He gets the first. It's Bora. He's trying to be stabbed. My God, he can't get the bullets. Does seem to be enough of a guy. Cadian watching that rotate. Wow, if he could just make disruptive play. 1, 2. The head of Apex gone. My eyes starting to roll, and Shox is in trouble. Down. That's enough. He's for the ace. He dismantles Vitality. Apex, what can you do? Nothing. He's just had to resign himself to accept his fate. Heroic, they're 2-0 up.
Bounces, nice work between the T's, but Tessus, what is that?
Sound cue, going to open the doors.
Yeah, mate. 15.
Punish the CT side, but I'm with you. It does seem like a bit of a reach. Oh no, Alex, what's going on?
My goodness, Borup has just come alive, and he's third as well. Oh no, the line's dead. And Borup. This is the first Cologne for Borup, Cadian, Tessus, and they're the last team standing. Unbelievable.
Cadian now had a S-tier tournament win under his belt, a milestone he had chased since 2013. And later that year, they would also win the DreamHack Open Fall 2020 and would enter the ESL Pro League in 2021 as serious contenders to win the entire thing. They would go all the way into the grand finals against rivals Gambit, another team who thrived in the online era, and the match would be incredibly close, and Cadian would put himself on the international radar with a generational clutch to win the entire tournament.
And what did he do after that? That's nuts. So he actually shoots the AWP in the back of the head without anyone looking.
Gets the AWP and kills the guy CT.
Yeah. Oh my God, he's knifed him, and he's gotten away with the AWP. I'm starting to get nervous. There's no way. Cadian, you can't win Pro League like this. You can't win Pro League like this. No way. Take your time, son. You're about to make the play of your career.
Saw him.
Gets the info. He just has to hit this shot, and he's done it for Heroic. The leader, calling well above his years, clearing corners. Oh no! You're an animal! Heroic have done it, and I just can't believe it.
This play still gives me the chills, and the community fell in love with his clear passion. He would always give 110% of himself to the game, and people respected it. He even won Highlight of the Year at the HLTV Awards because of this play. But behind the scenes, something terrible had happened. Just before the IEM Cologne 2021 tournament, their coach Hunden was implicated in yet another scandal. He was accused of attempting to share Heroic's confidential strat book with arch-rivals Astralis, and was thus given a 2-year ban by ESIC, and his contract with Heroic was terminated. It later came out that Hunden had conversations with Astralis sports director Casper about building a new Astralis roster whilst under contract with Heroic. Hunden wanted to poach players like Stown to the new Astralis roster. This happened as Casper had been sports director of Heroic back in 2018, as both Astralis and Heroic was owned by the Refresh group. Casper had used his old relations to be a scummy asshole. And again, Cadian was caught in the middle of it all, watching a team he had built catch on fire just as things were starting to go good, and Heroic's form would be insanely rocky during this year because of this scandal. They would make it to the semi-finals in the next PGL Major in Stockholm and would reach the quarter-finals in the next PGL Major in Antwerp. And after this major, they totally lost their form, falling down to the 14th best team in the world. They would take on Yapi as a new signing, but when you're down, there's only one way to go, and that is up. And the IEM Rio Major was coming up, and Heroic had qualified. It would be a final Hail Mary to show the world that Cadian's Heroic could still compete. Heroic would in the group stages beat Outsiders 16-9, Fnatic 16-2, but would lose to Cloud9 2-0. This meant to reach the champion stage, they had to win against a stacked Liquid roster featuring Elish, Nitro, Nav, and Yakindar. But this time, Cadian wouldn't bow down to anyone.
Astro Massacre! Oh no! Liquid! 1-2 from Yabi, a third available. Yakindar baited and executed. A missed shot. Not many more of those to happen here. OC needs to get into the site now. Heroic rip his health away from him. And it just like that, Heroic back in the playoffs.
Winning this match meant Heroic was in the quarterfinals, and they would meet a weak Team Spirit, which they easily won, putting them in the semi-finals. But as you might remember, the major was held in Rio, Brazil, and a Brazilian roster had pummeled through the tournament, and they were now the last obstacle for Cadian to reach his first major final in his entire career. It was a team named Furia. Furia had a home crowd advantage never seen before. It beat Cloud9's Boston 2018 major crowd by miles, with players describing that they'd never played in an atmosphere as crazy as this one. Heroic chose Inferno, and as they entered the first map, Heroic's players must have felt an adrenaline rush like nothing else.
Forward position, Casper. Oh! What? Plugs Cadian's head. Forward position and a lovely hit. It could have been lethal. Shush. Down, only favouring this defense, but if they could... Art! Making space for this weapon. It is protect the president. Safe has got the flank, should have the shot, does deal with it. Art is hitting them, Safe is hitting them, and Cadian and the boys are sent packing. Only one time against him. Stown knows this round has to be diffused. It's over. 16-6. The song they sing, Chad, is I Believe Furia Will Be Champions. 16,000 people chanting that. I don't know about voodoo and witchcraft, but that's done something.
Man taber en kamp, og hvad så? Det er fucking major kamp, det skal være svært. Det er semifinal. Det er en fucking syg atmosfære at spille ind i. Lad os fucking nyde det, boys.
I don't want to lose in anything. That insane competitive drive is something that's always been there. I always want to win, and I fight super hard for it.
Losing the first map meant they were one single map away from being sent home to Denmark, but Heroic wouldn't go down without a fight. And on Furia's map 2, Ancient, Heroic would start off winning the pistol and the next round. At halftime, it was 10-5. They would win the next 5, putting the match at 15-5, an insurmountable lead. Surely the match would be one round away from putting it into the third map, but something would happen that shouldn't have. Furia wins a round, and then another. Then 2 more, and the ball just keeps rolling, with the crowd getting exponentially louder with each round.
now it's just Cadian. It was just Cadian.
So much better back turn. Csgo got a double in middle. Ticking safe is fragging. Oh, and so's Csgo. It has to be Tesses. 2 to 5, and he can't quite get it.
It seems like each round Heroic loses, the crowd just keeps getting louder.
In place, last to find. All bodies dropping. Yabi gets 2, 3. Oh my goodness! God damn, that was close to ridiculous.
Heroic is throwing everything they have at Furia, getting incredibly close to closing it out, but nothing is working and is clearly frustrating the young players on the team. It's simply a mental game now. Furia puts the map at 14 to 15, the last round of the entire map. If Heroic wins it, the tournament is over, but if Furia wins it, it's overtime, and then Heroic has to win 4 more rounds.
Csgo's gonna spot him!
It's Csgo everywhere on this map, but not anymore! Cadian's caught the hero with his trousers around his ankles!
They're going back to B!
This is cheeky. Art slaps him in the backside and says, no, you don't.
Yuri's still here.
Tucked in the corner, down on the ball. Okay, Furia hitting their shots, and the impossible manifests in Rio de Janeiro. I can't believe we go to OT. It was set. It was written in carbon. This was going to nuke. But the power of the crowd willing it into existence. We see overtime.
10 straight rounds to go 15-15.
And the crowd fucking explodes. Surely Heroic is trembling at this point. They've lost 10 rounds in a row with the loudest crowd Counter-Strike has ever seen.
Any sort of realist in my head is gone. At this point, I'm full like waving the Furia flag and frothing at the mouth for them to finish it in 2.
They get 8 rounds in a row, make it to OT. The stadium is at the highest it's ever been. I love the OT, I love the extra mind games, and I'm just the kind of guy who never gives up, you know. I always get back up.
Flash to their face on mid, looking for that fight, yeah, and oh, safe! He is alert, he is able to find an opening for Furia. Drop's got another head! Leave with your lives! Molly for the fight, Drop plays his time, and still gets the frag! He loves them, and Cadian's got his knife out! He is not ready! This Furia train has no brakes! Time is ticking. Gets him on the jump. Hits down Art. Plan, they're not expecting this. Oh no, they certainly are now.
Executive here is no time on the clock. Yuri's going to go down with the ship here. Might want to take a couple with him. Down also. He's going to fall, and Yuri, as you can see,
to take contact first. Nades barraging in. It's still Csgo though. Knocking him down. The remaining 2, Doogie put up a fight. 1 from Cadian, 1 from Yabi. There's nowhere to run, but there may no. Oh my goodness! Yabi is threatening. This time, safe still. The only member of Furia left to go. 1 missed shot, that's how it goes. And Art having a go with 4 hunting down. Quick clear from Yabi. All on the line of this map, hangs in the balance as it's traded out. Csgo racks up 2, safe connects. Stal needs it, gets it, 2 on 2, and there's still a whole round.
They're looking.
No one's ready. He gets the 1 drop. Have it, Nuka, a single kill away. Resilient, but down. He's brilliant, and so are Heroic. Holding on in the face of adversity.
And they finally win the map 19 to 17, putting the match into its 3rd and final map. And this reset is exactly what Heroic needed to calm their nerves.
Yuri makes sure of that. Out the door, Lunting Yuri, big frag back out of Shush. Can the 1v3 manifest? A smoke in a plant, a good way to do it. Instead, spotted him. Teammates likely screaming above you. Shush slinking away. And back to turn! Both of them! Shush! Outstanding! You're crazy to try. Oh! Unless Drop comes from behind! He gets them! Safe as well! Completely rumbles the defense! Another for safe! Double from him!
Already rerouted back towards the heaven position. He's up the ladder and behind them. And into the top they walk!
Oh my God!
Down is going to clutch this one out!
There's no way! Just breaking all of their heart, the ace clutch from Stone! That is superb! They will smoke door, but Are they red? Oh, yes, they are. The nade, but they don't look at it as he does chip away. One up Furia, separate from the pack. Cadian! Oh, Cadian finds 3! That has eluded him for his entire career. He'll take it by force. Heroic are off to the grand finals of IEM Rio 2022.
The fucking red man! Woo! Cadian, man! Yeah.
Tak. Det er så godt, skat. Det er det, mami. Vi skrives ved. Jeg elsker dig. Det gør jeg i hvert fald også dig, Møller.
Tak, bror. Ses, bror.
Hej.
Det er fucking sindssygt. Og jeg snakker ikke om, at det er sindssygt at være en major-finale. Det har jeg troet på længe, at vi godt kan gøre sammen som en flok, som en gruppe. Men der er jeg pisse fucking stolt af jer. Jeg er så stolt af jer. Og jeg er så glad for den her gruppe. Og hvis I bare lover mig, at I kæmper med fucking alt, hvad I har, liv og sjæl i morgen, så efterlader vi Rio uden regrets. Og forhåbentlig med et fucking major trofæ, boys. Det er så fucking endelig. Det er boys, synes fucking
Cadian. Bro, if you don't win tomorrow, I will hate you until the end of my life, okay?
I'll try.
Deal?
Congratulations, bro.
Do it. Good luck. Good luck.
Good evening. You're gonna be in the arena?
Yes. Yes. I will watch. I will cheer for you.
Appreciate it.
Cadian is now in his first grand final with a group of rookies beside him, but they're facing outsiders, formerly known as Virtus Pro. But due to the organization being Russian, they couldn't fight under their normal name. Due to this, they wouldn't talk to other players or eat in the cafeteria. They would simply just show up to their matches and scrim in their free time. And after losing to Heroic in the group stage, they had dominated the entire way to the grand finals and was now looking incredibly scary. At halftime, it was 5-7, but soon after, it was 13-8. Heroic would fight back, but it wasn't enough, and they lost their first map, and the second map would be a bloodbath.
Stan's gone, trying to run him down. Good on the Glock. Shush, one. Very light on options now, and especially with a shot like that, Flit massacres them, a full ace. Nothing to say on this second map of play. And Tessa's tasked with an impossible one. Outsiders have been perfect. The outsiders prepare to start new celebrations.
Cadian was devastated, but he still showed that he could be a leader whilst down. But there is no time to waste. The Blast Premier Spring Finals was starting just 10 days later, and here Heroic would show why they made it to the Grand Finals in the Major. Again they would end up in the Grand Finals against FaZe Clan, who at the time was considered the world's greatest team, and it would be a battle for the ages.
Battle-tid. Gutter, det starter 2013. Okay. Lille knægt. Tager toget. Bussen. Moren er bekymret. Jeg skal til lægen. Op i Sverige. Jönköping. Det er den første major for mig. Det er mange år siden nu. Det er 10 år siden. Det har taget mig 10 år at vinde et hold, der er så fucking nice som jeg er. Hvor man kan stole på hver en. Hvor hver en har fucking niveauet til at gøre forskellen endgame. Hvor alle kan sige de ting, som de føler åbent, uden at være bange for at blive dømt. Det er det her fucking hold kan. Det har taget mig fucking 10 år at skaffe. Jeg synes, det er fucking nice at slutspille den her major med jer. Jeg fucking kære på at ligge nummer 1. Om vi havde lagt nummer 9, jeg har fucking troet på, at vi kunne vinde hele fucking lortet. Jeg ved, at vi kan gøre det. Jeg har set det tusindvis af gange nu, fra alle mand på det her fucking hold, at vi kan gøre forskellen i de allervigtigste kampe. Hver evig eneste en af os. Vi skal gå ind nu her, og skal vi fucking tro på det. Jeg har ikke fucking siddet og spist rottemad på hoteller og lige 10 år for at ikke fucking tro på den her kamp her. Vi går ind, og så fucking knipper vi, boys. Fucking god stemning. Hype hinanden. Vigtigt for massen, det positive crossflow. Så hjælp nu hinanden med at vise de der ting. Husk på de målsætninger, som vi fucking har. Lad os gå ind og fucking gribe den her chance. Og fucking svære dem ud. Det skider jeg på. Det er et fucking nice map, det her. De husker sidste gang, vi spillede mod dem, det var fucking Royal Arena. Tænk på fucking vejen op til den fucking scene, mand. Hvor vi fucking løfter vores største trofæ sammen nogensinde. Og nu kan det fucking kickstart den her fucking turnering sammen med, okay? Så vi gør det her, og jeg glæder mig fucking meget til at gøre det sammen med jer, okay? Kom nu, Madsen.
Er vi klar? Ja! Er vi fucking klar? Ja! Hvad glæder vi for? Sejr! Kom nu, Rulle! Kom nu!
Fights and he won every one. Brain pressured by the Tech-9s. This could be the chance. He'll cost some HP. Kerrigan deleted by Jabby. Starting to crack. Brokey off peeked out. Missed shot yet again. More damage. This was nothing but Tech-9s. Tech-9s in armor. Fed into the beast that is Rops. And he makes it over towards Optimus. Awaits Jabby. Another headshot comes out.
Wow. Will it end here? Of course, one left from the CT side, but the op shot's in from Tessus. It's easy. He's looking for a great event as well.
Calamity versus Cadian. There's a chance for Tessus and Stown to still recover. Gets caught on the railing, didn't get out. Brokey awaits him. An additional flash comes through. Tessus sees the fight, wins it into Graveyard. And it's Rain inside the quiet corner. The stoic giant of FaZe denied by the flying Tessus. Jabby, Stown, Brokey, Kerrigan, 4 members left. And a Dane goes down. Will Brokey rip it from them? First shot connects. And it's Jabby on the full health, given space to work. But now, given his chance to shine, surrounded by his countrymen, he sits in the back underneath and waits. Brokey not with the trusty op, tries to press this in, figuring it out. Jabby delivers for heroic. The pressure is so real, the dreams are alive, and Twists wants to rip them from their fingertips. Stown in with the op, and now Robs is dead. They've done it!
For a match to end in overtime, with world number 2 and world number 1 against each other, was true cinema as a CS Esports enjoyer, and it clearly showed how much Cadian wanted to win, as he was crying on his way to the trophy, which is just pure passion, and I love it. And Heroic kept his form up, entering the last major in Csgo held in Paris on May 13th, 2023, as the second best team in the world, a big prospect to win the entire thing. They would cruise all the way to the quarterfinals, where they met FaZe Clan, which they won 2-1. And now we are where we left off in the start. The match is in its third and final map. Even though they lost the map, everyone is thinking that Heroic would close it out on Mirage.
Lad os fucking hjælpe hinanden derinde i dag. Lad os kommunikere, når vi er døde. Lad os jiggle det der overtal. Lad os bruge vores fucking keywords. Spil efter vores filosofier. Vær der hele fucking tiden.
Heroic looks incredibly shaky, and the match is at 10-5 at halftime, and the deficit just keeps on growing to 14-5. Jabby gets a clutch.
Oh, a little bit of a peek up maybe. Jabby good for the double, certainly. So it's still a 3-on-3. Jabby will continue. Again, somebody has to be that person to step it up. Jabby now with a quad kill.
Putting the match at 6-14, but it's not enough. And Gamer Legion does the impossible, winning against world number 2. And they would go on to lose to Vitality in the grand finals, giving Vitality the world's easiest major win. And again, they would go on to beat Vitality in the next Blast Premier Spring Finals 2023. Almost the exact same situation as last year.
To see...
Oh man, oh this is beautiful.
Hvor er trøjen? Hvad?
Heroic wouldn't regain their form and wouldn't even make it out of the Legend stage in the next major. After this, another controversy hit the organization, but this time it was something far worse than before. A story broke that Heroic players Stown and Jabby was forcing the organization to pick between them and Cadian, as they didn't believe in his leadership anymore, essentially backstabbing the leader that had coached them all throughout their rookie careers. The situation with Stown and Jabby leaving Heroic wasn't just manipulation or betrayal, it stemmed from deeper issues. Heroic was facing financial trouble, didn't replace their coach properly, and overloaded Cadian with responsibilities that the coach previously had. This strained his leadership, especially with ongoing tensions between between him and Stown. After internal discussions, the team and staff collectively decided to remove Cadian. Meanwhile, Heroic's management sent mixed signals, offering extensions of Stown and Yabi, while also considering keeping Cadian and going international. But eventually Stown and Yabi reached out to their former coach at Astralis and made the move. This essentially ruined Heroic. Their form would plummet, and Cadian would, in an interview with Onepixel, tell the world how this situation affected him personally.
Like it took me many years. Like I was in Heroic for 4 years, and to build that kind of culture and to build those friendships and that connection, it took a lot of energy and effort. And the sad part for me is that I'm kind of left with the feeling that if that was not real, like if that kind of friendship and connection was not real because of what happened, then when am I ever gonna have that kind of real connection in life or in like in CS is one thing, but in life, do you know what I mean?
Yeah. Heroic didn't believe in him anymore, and he would subsequently play his last match as a stand-in at the Blast Premier Fall Finals, marking his final dance with the team he helped build from the ground up. He would get picked up by legendary Team Liquid, a team filled with incredible talent like Twist, JKS, and Yakinda. Although Cadian didn't have any standout performances, he would improve the team's ranking from 48th in the world to 11th. But as they didn't qualify for the Copenhagen Major in 2024, the team would bench him. Shockingly, he would join Astralis and his former teammates that backstabbed him on September 2024. But this didn't work out, and he would perform even worse on this lineup. Today, Cadian sits on Astralis' bench, his future uncertain. Maybe his story is over, maybe not. But for all the ups and downs, scandals and betrayals, no one can deny how much of himself he poured into the game. For over a decade, he was Counter-Strike's most passionate leader, and that's something no benching can take away. If you like this documentary, you'd probably like my other documentaries about Kerrigan, Simple and Donk, and consider subscribing.